What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 20 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Tiktaq'to Immortal Empire's expanded campaign. So as we saw last time, on ZNM and the Fire Army got a rather nice battle showcasing their fire capabilities and were rewarded with a Blessed Source Warrior with shield unit and a couple of Yamaboro riders. Now the Fire Army is rising and will continue to get stronger as it goes. Also, who currently has our Banners of Eternal Flame? One's on Gorok and one is on Digga. Okay, so you're gonna take these from them, nice as they are to have with them. Obviously the Fire Army needs them, and we're gonna pop them onto those Yamaboro riders to give them fire attacks, especially because the Yamaboro themselves kind of match the salamanders there. Alright, otherwise we got an absolutely magnificent fight against Rakarth's 3 Dark Elven stacks with a bunch of sort of mini stacks of our own led by Tehanuman's full stack, and got to play around with a bunch of new units like the Yamakanth, the, well, we've seen the Ceropods already, but the Perazor riding teams, and the newly acquired Blessed Razordon hunting packs, which, you know, not a mod unit, but, you know, nice. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do this time, it is more or less a new turn, so probably a lot of stuff. Tic-tac. We'll start with you, sir. We're going to abandon this place because we can't hold it, and we have other things to do, while Tic-tac moves into Shattered Stone Bay, heals up, and then heads to either Dreadrock or Shattered Stone Isle, like so. He does need to heal a little bit, but he probably doesn't need to be full health in order to take Dreadrock, though. What do we have here? Improved enemy and improved tower projectiles, phlegm bombards means that this can't be a cinematic battle, and unless they have an army there, I'm willing to bet that they won't sally out. Although, it does make me wonder whether they would. But they're probably not gonna. We'll just attack them as we can. Anyway, Ezozyme and everybody here. So Ezozyme probably can't take this by himself, but I figure what we can do is we can send Oshiotla in to reinforce him instead. Zlatota, you stay here for a second. Oh, wow. Oh, that was just for Star Chambers. I saw the minus 20% construction cost, and I was like, excuse me? But no, not that much. Lucky for Oshiotla, because then he's not going to be relegated to a builder lord duties. Anyway, Quetgar, you are fine-ish. We've got... Oh. We got construction completed here. What about here? We got 9 turns, and Zlatlan we got many, many turns. Huh. Might mean it's time for you to go to elsewhere. So let's reset you then, sir. We'll send you across to Lustria, and then if we need to come back to reduce those construction costs, we'll bring you back. Alrighty, Ezozyme, stay where you are. Washti and Co. Alright, so Tehanuman, I guess you're moving to the Sentinels of Jati, and I guess you're going to raid while you do it. You can't quite reach it by the looks of it, unfortunately. And Digga, for now you're going to follow. You will, of course, have your own army. Tyrannicon in the meantime, and Washti. Now, if we are to give the Perazor riding teams to Oshiotla, we may want to transfer... Oh, we can transfer them to Mackenzie and have them bring them. Alright, you know what? Let's do that then. You're going to move southward this way. Actually, you're going to channel while moving. I lied. Start moving this way. And Washti, you are going to kind of do the same. I'm going to have you both get armies and then move northward towards Tlaqua after the units get traded. I'm also now thinking that, not you, to Mackenzie, we can probably make these feral basties into basties with reviv crystals in order to trade them to the Lifeslan, which I'm sure will put them to good use. Gotta make sure to do that. But anyway, Ezozyme is fine. Gorok, I believe you've got another island to catch up with, so let's hit that mysterious island. And, ooh, we've got a stack here at the Isla de Estragan. We've got... a lot of Hobgob bolt throwers, though admittedly those aren't super concerning. Aggression for you in Mathland's Blessing. And unfortunately we will suffer another turn of attrition, but honestly at this point Gorok's pretty used to it. Oh, this isn't a red territory. You know what, we should probably just take the place. As in this entire territory. I don't really care about them, but the Sunken Island of the Gods is a Lizardmen territory, even if this place is not. Might as well. While we're here. Plus, it'll give us the opportunity to heal since it's a yellow territory. Yes. Alrighty. What else do we have available here? Mazda Conqua, you have deliveries still to be making, so keep on traveling, sir. And, oh, that was a quick end turn, because I guess that is the only thing that we had to do. Alright, you've already moved, have you not, Fire Army? You have. Alright, do we have anything that we can or need to build? Well, we only have 3.3k, so... Oh. Here we go. Something we can afford. Grand Plaza. Good enough. Skip, and I believe we're ending that turn. Yes? Yes. Alright. What do we have here? Yuenbo, you want a non-aggression pact? No. Oh, you know what we should do? We should take a look at Heshwatla and see if they're willing to do a trade agreement. I don't think I did. Or did I? We'll find out. Maybe even do a defensive agreement so that we can see what's going on up there. Decent likelihood that Mazdamundi will be unwilling to confederate, and thus we'll have to, just, keep an eye on what's going on in the Isthmus of Lustria. Alright, looks like that's about the end turn. We'll start with the diplomacy this time around. What do we have here? Albert von Blitten, another exotic goods hauler. Intervene for the XP, I guess. And it's an ambush, meaning we're free to auto-resolve it. They will get obliterated like nobody's business, especially since this is our strong army with the hunger. Ambush, and some damage, some decent damage admittedly. We'll heal up and just keep doing what we're doing. Alright, I do imagine that army will have leveled up off of that. So, ooh, technology research, determining the great plan. Perfect. So our tier, I think it's actually only tier 5 settlements, not tier 4 settlements, but still good. Contrary to what that says, this now gives us the ability to get sequence of alien knowledge. This isn't too much, but, casualty punishment rate for Slan when they... Oh, actually, we should start with secrets of creation. Yeah, let's start with that. Double the old one's favor that we gained. It's probably more critical to be realistic here. Anyway, I was about to say and do something, and then I immediately forgot what it was. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Zlatata. The other reason I wanted to say push Shiotla to help out with this is because we want to have you recruit some stuff for him, namely a couple of feral trogs and I guess some chameleon skinks. I go for chameleon skinks. Alrighty, and then Shiotla himself will grab another sacred or blessed Kroxagor, not a sacred Kroxagor, like so. And then we have 65, so you will grab another blessed skink skirmisher as well. And we will immediately bump the skink skirmishers up with a nice blessing of Huan Chi to get them bleed application, and then Shiotla will move towards Izozyme so that you two can start... No attrition, please. So that you two can attack this together. Granted, by the time you get there, they will have significantly more troops, but, well, what can you do? You're supposed to join Shiotla, so move this way. I'm actually not entirely sure that he'll need that many skink chiefs, just by virtue of the fact that I'm not sure that their buffs are quite as valuable on... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This was an attrition? Oh, my bad. Well, you're gonna suffer a little bit. Oh! You can at least take... No, you can't, because you'll go into attrition yourself. Actually, you could go right there, and at least prevent the Kroxagors from losing any units, right? Yeah, take the Kroxagor. There you go. Huh. Why do you still have movement remaining when on a Shiotla? That's weird. Oh, whatever. Anyway, you're gonna go here, and then you are gonna go here as well. Both of you skink chiefs. Tim Mackenzie is moving up here and meeting up with these guys, but let's actually go from the top. I did abandon this place, did I not? I did. Man, these guys are building up their army real quick, and lots of exalted plague bearers and just good stuff in general. Okay, so I guess we're gonna attack Dreadrock, and then we'll do this in a second. We'll have to play it manually since we can't do it cinematically, since it won't work with this place. Alright, you will besiege this. And we'll attack it in a second. Not like they have any kind of chance anyway. Let's do... You know what, let's start with doing tech thieves, actually. Steel Tech, Teto Echo. Good job, and there should be 3 tech thieves down here, so you. Start with you, Tech Thief 1, Tech Thief 2, and Tech Thief 3. Then there should be Tech Thief... No, there should be Tech Thieves here, so Tech Thief. Steel Tech. Hey, there's Skull Taker, Steel Tech. And I think we have one more in this territory. Steel Tech. Alright, and everybody succeeds. Oh, these guys, okay, not you, but you guys might need levels. Oh, you're the only ones that didn't level up, go figure. Alright, so, Tuatara, you're supposed to join Gorok. Go out there. Kasitan, you're supposed to join the Fire Army, go this way. I don't even remember who you are. Oh, you're supposed to join Diga, okay. There we go. Gotta get some of these, Source Scarvets on the field. Now, I said we're gonna start this turn with diplomacy, and then I promptly did nothing. Diplomacy, let's see what we got here. So, Heshwatla, you really want a trade agreement, huh? Oh, the Confederation thing is back. Minus 33 on Nakai. Not amazing. 1,000 Maz and Poxmakers want peace, but we don't want to peace out. And now, Knights of Kalador are basically ready for a defensive alliance for 84 gold. I mean, yeah, we could do it. It'll probably draw us into a war with Clan Moors, but they're probably not close enough to threaten us anywhere anyway. This will give us vision as well. Probably gonna piss off Grimgor, but what doesn't piss off Grimgor? Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's not great. I just allied with you, man. Why are you dying? We may potentially have to move up there to help him out. I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure out whether we care enough. Mazda Monday, I'm gonna say go for the defensive alliance and stuff. Should we take your money? Usually I say no, but this may weaken you and make you more likely to confederate, even though it might feel, if we happen to make it happen, it might be a little bit weird to confederate Mazda Mundi as Tic-Tac, but in those situations I kind of like to think of it as taking command of the army is not actually command of the faction, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm going with. If we, manage to do it. Anyway, that's it for the diplomacy this time around. Now, who still needs to move? So, Washti and... Okay, so I know something of what I'm going to do with Washti. Okay, admittedly not so much with the Source Scarvet in your army. Why do you have a Talisman of Preservation? Not for you. I mean, maybe for you eventually, but not right now. I was going to trade to Tim Mackenzie the Parazor riding teams with Tyrannicon. And now I'm kind of thinking maybe we just have him join these guys directly in their attack. His army isn't complete after all, and yeah, alright, fine. Give this guy the skin cohorts. We'll actually deliver these to the Lifeslan instead. And then you can, well, I guess you can sit in Copper Landing for a turn. Washti. Oh, you know what? Maybe you can take these guys. Now that I think about it. And then... and then you won't need to make the delivery. Well... I guess the Lifeslan might need these more, but you can take the... Actually, you could take all of these, can't you? Do we want to give the Archaeopteryx to the Lifeslan? I'm not entirely sure they fit in this particular army, so... Yeah, but would they fit in the Lifeslan's army? Might go for another army. I'm not sure. You're gonna deliver these to the Lifeslan. Washti, you're going this way instead. We'll do it like that. Alright, he can make his own lizards. Go figure. Yeah, anyway. You two, Izozyme, you can still move, but the other can't, so we'll hold on. Gorok, you're moving again, so we go to regular stance, grab this Remnants of Battle, buff yourself up even further. Free Amulet of Eitzel. And then I guess we'll land here at Isla de Estragon, and we'll see what the Auto Resolve says about this. You are at war with Heshwatla, who we will join in on this. Do we want to take more of your money? You know what? I think that's enough for the money taking. We don't actually want them to lose too much territory. Alright, also, do they have any crazy landmarks? The upkeep reduction for the Temple Guard is nice. What do we have here? Research rate, ooh, plus 25 wins of magic power resistance. Ooh, character experience gain per turn. That's magnificent. Just to be able to level Slan faster. Oh, 10% upkeep reduction for faction-wide for dinos, basically? That's pretty good. Huh, these guys appear to have at some point fought, but have stopped doing so right now. Go figure. And, ooh... Wait, did you sack Isles of the Crimson Skull? You did, and then... Yeah, see, the AI has a tendency to be programmed not to wipe an enemy faction out. They seems to have defeated these guys for good, but are going to try to move away rather than finishing them off. Just a bit of a weird sort of situation. We should maybe cancel that trade agreement and then destroy them afterwards. Go figure. Anyway, Gorok, kill. And auto-resolve because this is pathetic. Occupy. Lovely. Alright, cold one for Tlaqua. Good job, Tlaqua. And yes, we can heal up here. Not as much as I'd like. I was hoping for some full healing, but yeah, we already have the max. So not going any higher than that. Alright, keep hold of the skink barrios and then I guess build the medicinal plants. There's a bunch of islands around us here, but I think Gorok has done not sort of objective gaming. So we'll grab this Islands of the Sunken Gods and then these and then Zarmuta and then land maybe here. Go this direction. We shall see. Anyway, who else needs to fight before Tiktaq fights? Or who needs to move before Tiktaq fights? Okay, so Digga and Tehenoan. Digga, I'm going to have you attack the Sentinels of Jati here. And we should be able to auto-resolve just fine. Yes, indeed we are. Occupy. Quan Chi's Blessed Totem, sure. And then Tehenoan will move all the way up here and start moving towards the Chamber of Visions. I wonder where you're going. Hopefully you're not running away because we want to fight here. Alright, next up we have Mazda Conquest, who still needs to move. Just constantly. Mazda Conquest, okay, that, shut up. I believe we're good. You, ow. Alright, I'm gonna have you move towards Cradle of Ash and Joy. If you're wondering why, it's because this thing has 3 turns left on Exalted Dark Fortress, and I'd much rather take it at tier 5, you know? So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Plus, it gives a chance for these guys to get a little bit closer. We're also at war with these guys, which is kind of iffy, but anyway. Anyway, time for Tiktaq'to to toe the line, and I don't know, just attack. Probably should have made that joke in a, I don't know, more better time. I'm tired today, okay? Alright, anyway, let's quickly establish air superiority and then just win. The enemy towers are of no issue to us whatsoever, especially since we can just fly over the center portion of the enemy. Start deployment, we will have you, Croaky, go here and hide, and then we will have big boy here, go here and hide. Tehenoan, Tiktaq. I got used to Tehenoan being a flyer too now. You're going to go forward and you are going to lead your single entities. You know what, let's just have all of them together, because we're going to have them probably go down, slash a giggle, and then kill somebody. You are going to be group. You know what, yeah, maybe we'll have you go after the air units while these guys can then start on the ground units. Not something we usually do, but why not? Let's do that. You can be group... Actually, you know what? You can be group 3. You're pretty critical to this. You can go here. You guys can be group 4. You can go here. And then you guys can be group 5. Beautiful. Alrighty, and the rest of you just sit where you're sitting. Alright, start battle, go, and away. Alright, where do we have some aerial units out here? Nobody at the towers either, so you guys are gonna go here. Single entities, then you guys are going to essentially provide cover for our other units. Manticuda Raiders go here, and you guys, Fire Leech Bolas, go here. We could start working on these guys. Yeah, you know what, why not? Go and attack. Alright, move. And ow! Single entities. Work on those plague drones quickly. Manticudas, I would like you to move here. These exalted plague bearers might start attacking us. Well, our single entities, after establishing air superiority, will go after them. Alright, go. And let's move the others in as well. You guys can go after the plague drones. I mean, everybody's going after plague drones in one way or another. Manticudas, hover overhead. You just keep bouncing between the exalted plague bearers. You guys, you know what? Turn off your skirmish mode. It's kind of an issue now. And group 4, you can go here and then attack Great Unclean One. And I guess Manticuda Riders, I keep saying Raiders for some reason, should attack the Great Unclean One as well. Summon the Geomantic Nexus or Locus or whatever this is in order to pop it on top of the units of... Back this, please. And top of the units of Exalted Plague Bearers so that they don't attack. And hey, don't you go away there. Alright, let's split these guys up a little bit. Air superiority is still being established. Okay, you guys are kind of... Okay, you need to separate each other from each other. And attack these guys from different directions, please. I wish that the units were smart enough to do this on their own, you know, but sometimes you just gotta manually do it. And why are you not attacking? Go after the flyers. Are they actually running away? They're not even trying to engage with us? Go figure. Anyway, let's drop a few bombs while we have them, just to speed matters along. Since it's a it's an area with a broken cinematic, we might as well do a little bit more manual control. A little bit less watching. Alrighty, and drop those bombs as well. Alright. Air superiority nearly ours. We still gotta take out that soul grinder. Oh, that's what's been attacking us. You know what, Manticudas, switch to here, and then kill this, and then you guys hover overhead and then kill it as well. And turn off your skirmish mode. Alright. Have we dealt with the last of the Rotflies plague drones? We are looking to have done so soon. You guys just keep hovering overhead. Alrighty, and the battle will soon be ours, or at the very least there will be nothing remaining that can threaten our army. Alright, everybody, please knock out that soul grinder. Manticuda— huh? I thought I told you to attack this thing. You know what, turn off skirmish mode. Maybe they got a little bit too close to the unit there. Alright, now they're attacking it. There we go. Suddenly it loses a ton of HP. Everybody hover overhead and drop javelins and whatever the Manticuda riders drop. Alright, you guys want to go after that plague-ridden? Melee units will start moving towards us, but, you know, it's hardly an issue. The last of the full exalted plague bearers are nearly destroyed. And no anti-air. And now we drop down on the ground below. Alright, how's that soul grinder looking? Not so hot by the looks of it. A couple more volleys and it'll be done for. Looks like some pox riders and plague dogs are moving on in. And in theory we could use the regular Ripperdactyls in here as well. Tic-tac, wait until they come on down from up on high and then use the stand your ground ability. Get them a little bit of extra HP. Admittedly, they're already a little bit damaged. Alright, you guys move this way. And how are those exalted plague bearers? Okay, regular plague bearers now. Alright, you guys, hover over. Actually, I believe there were some other units here. Go kill that unit of Hounds of Pestilence or whatever they are. Alright, looking good. Tic-tac, go kill this. And then, I don't know, use your Master of Skies ability, I guess. Alright, actually, Manticuda Riders, I'd like you to get out of here now because you're probably in danger of damaging our own troops, and you guys come on down. Having a bit of a difficult time. Alright, I think these guys have suffered enough damage now. I think the Ripperdactyl Riders are in danger of getting, you know, hurt by the plague-ridden due to the alpha damage that it has, so let's lift them up. You gotta lift the lizards up, you know? Alright, anyway, you guys move on out and go find any other units that are in the enemy settlement, and we should be able to speed this up to max now. Alright, basically nothing left. Ah, there we go, I see something. Alright, you guys hover over these guys until they all start melting away. Oh, well, let's get proximity using a summon. There you go, that worked out. And these guys are out, and we'll move over here. Like I said, no problem whatsoever. Alright, do you wanna... If any of you have bomb drops left, just speed this up a little bit. Okay, I can't even... Damn it. Alright, well, they're down there somewhere. All of our units went to hover overhead. Don't tell me there's another unit somewhere. Nope, there's the victory. I guess there is another unit somewhere. A mortal unit running away. I didn't even realize they had any mortal units. Oh, the Hounds. Yes, okay, fair enough. Alright, quick little fight. 0 losses and pretty much no damage. We did start a little bit hurt. I guess the Ancient Ripperdactyls took a few hits, but, you know, nothing of significance. I would have preferred to auto-resolve this, obviously, because the enemy stood no chance, but, well, who does stand a chance? Aerial armies are just generally have a tendency to be extremely nasty. Even if you have a decent amount of tier 2 units, as in all the Pterodon Riders are tier 2, and the Ripperdactyls are pretty fragile. I think 4 single entities is a decent amount in the sense that it's not too many. Anyway, occupy the place. It was tier 4, right? Yes. Get to capture it at tier 5. Beautiful. Hold on to the meat storage hall, and... Do we start on the geomantic pylon, or do we wait until the... I mean, I can start on it, why not? While we're here, screw it. And then go for the skink favelas. I'm just gonna hope that we won't need the defensive garrison, because we should be able to build these things up pretty quickly. Anyway, we got a little bit of building to be building, and then a turn to be ending. Aranya's Glade upgrade. I'm not going to invest in any other build. Well, actually, I lied. Let's go for the Mystic Barriers. Well, Spice is by itself, but it is in decent danger of being attacked by the Corsairs of Spite. Mine of the Bearded Skulls, yes to the money, yes to the iron. And we can start collecting income here. And Haunted Forest, no. Thorkinson's Island, no. Mountains of Heaven, just looking if there's anywhere where we want to start immediately collecting income, but I don't see it. Sentinels, we will uncollect the income. We will also no longer need that Pterodon hatchery here. Mosquito Swamps, nothing that we need to build now. Island of Lions, we will just upgrade it. All good. Ooh, yes, money-making stuff here. All public order, all money. Lizard Coast. They're all Lizard Coasts, or they will be. What else do we have? Ah, yes. Port and money and... yeah, go for the... I was about to say go for the food, but no, replace it with spices. And go for the skink favelas. What do we want here? Floating gardens, and I guess we start on the super expensive geomantic pylon, and River Curveza, you're the only one left, and we will max out your floating gardens. Beautiful. Keep getting the additional money into that gold smelter. That's what I like to see. Shodel, do you still need defenses? Yes. You got pretty beat up several times by the Tomb Kings. Let's not risk you getting taken out now by a random war declaration from the Blooded Wanderer. And obviously on turn. Alright, Teclis, you want us to join the... oh, you're fighting the Court of Libaras? Huh, interesting. We're in a military alliance with them, so he didn't draw us into it. Interesting, I guess then... wait, who would have asked... huh, how did they get them to join that, I wonder? That's curious. As in, one of the AIs asked Teclis to join in on the war, but I'm not sure which of the AIs it was. It's a bit odd. Because I don't know who would have been at war with Teclis in order to ask to join, you know what I mean? Am I making any sense here? Anyway, what do we have here? A Skink Chief. I mean, we'll add the Skink Chief, I guess, but it's not really something that we want to care about. Oh, I should have leveled you. Oh well, intervene. And the enemy failed to spot your ambush, but a Pyrrhic victory this time and severe damage because... well, A, we're damaged, B, Cold One Dread Knights, and C, they've got Doomfire Warlocks, so Doom Bolts. Witch Elves should also be potentially quite annoying and adept at mincing a few of those Chameleon Stalkers. Alright, I guess we'll fight this one. Go. Alrighty, here we go. Should be an interesting fight. The Dark Elves, well, we're damaged going into the fight, of course, and the Dark Elves are probably likely to give us a fight because unlike when we fought the Bretonnians last time, the Dark Elves have dangerous units both at the front and the rear of their column. The two units of Cold One Dread Knights in the back, and then the Witch Elves and the Sisters of Slaughter in the front, which are going to be both dangerous and capable of chasing down our Chameleon Skinks or tearing through Chameleon Stalkers and the Saurus alike. Otherwise, we still have concentrated the vast majority of our powerhouses in the back of the line. All four units of the Kroxagor's mob, those Cold One Dread Knights, preventing them from doing any cycle charging and then surrounding them with the help of those Chameleon Stalkers. Over in the front of the column, we have been trying to hold the enemy back. One of our Saurus Spears is severely damaged now, having lost about 50% of its HP, and the other one is holding 4 units back. Very appropriate for the Saurus. Fighting the Bleak Swords and Dread Spears and whatever else we have here. And these ones are luckier because they don't have to deal with those two Witch Elves, which are, yeah, they're going to kill this unit if we're not careful. We're going to have to move to reinforce, and fortunately we are now capable of doing so. With the enemy, with the rear of the enemy column having collapsed, those Dread Knights no longer a threat, we will start smashing into the Witch Elves and the Bleak Swords. There we go. Saurus have got their reinforcements now. The armor-piercing damage on the Kroxagor is a little bit wasted on the unarmored Witch Elves, but all good. At least they're not mincing infantry anymore. Alright, it looks like both of the Witch Elf units are out. I think there's another unit of Sisters of Slaughter running around. There we go, holding back a unit of Kroxigors somewhere, but otherwise the balance of power has shifted to about 90% in our favor. A second unit of Sisters of Slaughter has caught one of our units of Chameleon Skinks, pinned them in place, and then allowed for the Dark Riders to rear charge them, which was a pretty good move, dishing out about 40% damage to this unit of Chameleon Skinks. That said, we move around on Serpent, our Coatl in to reinforce and start dishing out the damage to those Sisters of Slaughter, who will rout together with the rest of the army. As always, the ambushes go by pretty darn quick, but it was a pretty good one. This is definitely the biggest fight we've gotten out of an ambush out of the enemy, so great job to the Dark Elves, credit where it's due. And we even had the Pale Death Summon here to help out as well. It is nice. We've, funnily enough, even though we don't have the Pale Death Regiment of Renown on field as yet, we've used it many times thanks to these expedition armies. You know what they should have done? They should have done so that the ally summon isn't just the Pale Death. It could be basically any one of the Regiment of Renown beasties, the Shredder of Lustria, or the Thunderous One, or the Pale Death, or is there any others? Gilplum's Terror. I think those are all of the single entities ones that I can think of. Oh, and there's the Regiment of Renown, the Coatl, the Spirit of Tepok as well. But anyway, I digress. Looks like the battle's ours, and a big portion of the enemy are destroyed. They won't threaten us again. Alright, there we go, though credit where it's due, the Dark Elves absolutely did give us a fight, especially dishing out severe damage to the Saurus Warriors as they held the front of the column against, well, pretty much all of the enemy infantry, including those Witch Elves and those Sisters of Slaughter, so and good job to them. The Kroxigors, as usual, did pretty well, with Croc Block slightly damaging everybody other than these Sacred Kroxigors. We got her on Serpent with 21k, and again, that Mortis engine and doing its thing. Now, for the Skink Chiefs, I think we are indeed going to delete the second one. We should heal, so I think we're free to take the money. Or at least captives. Alright, let's delete the second Skink Chief, because you never know, maybe we can pick up another Kroxigor, and we'll get a lot more mileage out of that than Skink Chiefs who can't evolve, because I'm pretty sure they don't count as actual heroes. Tech Thief has control -5 for local province. Yeah, that was bound to happen. Short Assailant, Old One's Favor +1. Elf Spawn issue, +25 alignments for killing Noriv. I don't have anybody that can kill Noriv, unless this Tech Thief can wound him, which he probably can. Alright, fair enough. Let's go for Cleanse Corruption with you, and then before we kill him, because it's 25 alignments, we need to... Oh, I was about to say we need to spend some of those alignments, but I lied, we don't. Kill. Wound. There you go, bud. Alright, finally an assassination quest that I completed, rather than, you know, not. I'm wondering whether we should bother with Sequence of Alien Knowledge now. It would be nice to move towards... Well, obviously Sequence Against the Ether, but that's a long ways away. I'm more inclined to say Character XP gained per turn is more valuable. Generally speaking, as a line. Although at only 5, this is pretty cheap anyway. You know what, wait for it for now. I'm going to say start going through Tablet of War. 1, 2, 3, 4 turns, which means we can get another one of these favors up and running immediately as soon as that's completed, and I think that's worth our effort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably better off doing a sequence of skinks after that. At least I think. I skink. Anyway, what was I going to do? Let's go to the expedition. Alright, so you should have evolved, leveled up twice now. Let's get rid of your second skink chief, because I don't find them super valuable. And then... Because, yeah, you guys, just out of curiosity, wait, can you go to the army panel? I'm pretty sure the skink chiefs in these guys' armies don't actually count as regular heroes. Yeah, see, it goes to the expedition chief, so they can't evolve. Anyway, so we'll grab a hit of the snake for you, and then we'll get... Skirmisher. We'll put another point in Skirmisher, and then that'll help you auto-resolve when needed. Especially when we have, you know, less good battles. Alright, otherwise, let's get continuing. So it looks like Ragnar Doomborn is sitting in Ruin's End, and that's fine. You probably will be just short of reaching Dragon Fang Mount, so go to Shattered Stone Isle first. Dreadrock should, in theory, be able to defend itself if it gets attacked. In theory. Auto resolve, damage, but not so much that we can't heal it. Hey, another Sun Standard of Chotek and another Star Metallurgist. Very nice. And an Ancient Stegodon for Erek Kadan, which is not one of these guys. Alright. Somebody got an Ancient Steg, so good for somebody. Here we will upgrade... You know, we actually are going to save. We're going to upgrade Dragon Fang Mount so we can immediately get to the Sea Dragon's Teeth up to tier 3. So for now, we will ignore that. Teto Echo, I will not ignore you, however. Go here, and steal tech. Oh, I guess we gotta do the tech thievery since it's a new turn. So, Tech Thief 1. Tech Thief 2. Tech Thief 3. And you will need to level because you are below rank 10, so block, please. And it's good that you're sitting outside the settlement. That will help us soon. Then we got the Tech Thieves here as well. Tech Thief. And Tech Thief. Ah, you've leveled. Let's get you, I'm gonna say just in case, get your Minor Blessing of Tlaq'to. The anti-wound thing. Or anti-be-wounded thing. And hello. Are these guys moving to counter Gorok? They might be. Oh, good for them. They may or may not achieve something. Alrighty, and was there another Tech Thief available? There was not, that was the last. Alright, let's move the rest of the heroes, so I don't forget. You're joining Gorok, in fact, meet him at the Sunken Isle of the Gods. Cassitan, you will move towards the Fire Army. Keep forgetting which army you're going to. Oh, right, you're gonna join Diga, although it will prevent Diga from moving right now, so let's move you all the way up here first. Alazanchik, and then Okinalak, and then these guys. Alright, so you're supposed to... Oh my lord. Okay, so they're gonna have a bunch of full stacks, but there's a lot of skeletons, but we don't have too much in the way of infantrymen sync capability here. Which is kind of interesting. These guys can travel pretty far. This is also kind of a concern. It depends on where they land. I wonder if they're willing to try to land at Sentinels, or whether they're trying to go to the Golden Colossus. You know what? I think you, Tehenoan, what the heck happened to you? Are you kidding me? What? That's insanity. Why are you taking so much damage from this? This is on you for 3 turns, and you're losing, like, all your units? What the bloody heck? Okay, go to Diga. I assume that unlike a plague, this can't be transferred. Oh. That's annoying. Oh, wait. Gotta get a temporary lord up and running for this specifically. Alright, Slan. Get a second Slan here. You can... I guess we want you to get in this settlement, so let's do this. And then this. And I assume Tehenoman won't die from this. Alright, and then we'll see what Danoth does. I assume you can't go into ambush stance out here? No. You can channel, but you don't need to. Tehenoman can channel, though, and, well, can stay channeling, and then so can you. Yeah, decent likelihood that these guys go past us, then. Well, we'll see. We'll send Tyrannicon here. Looks like we should be able to go to Crimson Hideout. I'm afraid that we won't be able to land with everybody, though. Because these guys will have zone of control, so it's gonna be kind of weird. We might... it might not be possible to attack with multiple armies at once, is what I'm getting at. Alright, I'm gonna send you out here, then. We'll move Oshiotle in to reinforce, but I guess we won't send Tyrannicon because I'm... Oh, actually, we can land here. Never mind, then we can send him. Alright, so go together. You two will join Oshiotle for now. Not guaranteeing forever, but for now at least. Alright, let's move you on in. And let's move you on in. And they still haven't decided what to do with the Blessed Croxagores. But we do need to spend some alignment somewhere, so you're gonna pop on in, you're gonna pop on in. Then, let us get another of these guys. Where are they here? Oh, they're Blessed Skink Skirmisher, at least they're cheap. And then immediately use alignments on you. Quan Chi again. I'm just looking to get 4 of these guys, so that is... Oh no. Oh, okay, no. I thought the game was crashing. Yeah, you have 1, 2, and then you got one more on the way. Good. Alright, so you're supposed to join Digga, but you can also then potentially reinforce out here, so you can transfer to him. Washti, you've got your own stuff to be worried about, so move towards Itza. And I have something of an idea of what we're doing with you. And then Tyrannicon, I assume even in March stance you can't go out here, so go to the edge of this and we'll see how the enemy reacts. Decent likelihood we send one of you through the sea lane and then another one through this to go to the other side. Whoever has it, well, Izozyme is closest to a full army, so we'll probably send him the furthest away and then the others will need to recruit. But anyway, let's continue. Gorok, you're going to ignore this. I'd love for you to pick up that shipwreck, but I think you're going to the Isle of the Gods first. Which, unfortunately, you've no choice but to suffer attrition at. It's kind of irritating, but what can you do? Oh well. Just go, buddy. Just go. Can't heal, but also the place doesn't defend itself too well either. We can always send another army to pick up some of these islands afterwards. Frankly, it might be good to have an auto-resolve capable sort of army floating around out there. Sea Corps. I'd love to pick it up, but... Oh, actually, I don't want these guys coming after you. Well, let's grab this mysterious island, and then I guess we'll land and then go by... Yeah, we'll go by the ground. Farsight for you, because you're not supposed to be fighting. Yeah, free skink profit, that'll work. Alrighty, and then Trunka maps, good for you. Alright, you're gonna land, suffer a turn of attrition, and then keep on moving. Damn that mutagenic energies. And the fact that it lasts 3 turns, good lord. Anyway, you are going to pick up the Cradle of Ash and Joy. We've got another 2 turns to wait until Star Metal Cemetery is ours. You can also transfer these 2 to the Yamaboro Riders. Like so, and then I'll resolve. Damage to the Kryptonoth. Free Sky Titan string, though. We'll take it. If only it didn't have Shield Breaker, I would give it to the... I would give it to that one Expedition Chief. But since they're gonna have slow death on them, then it's kind of useless. Anyway, at least on them. Tehenowin can't move, nobody else can move, and I believe that's another end turn. Good, because, you know, more expeditions completed. Start from the bottom again. Forest of Mist. You know what, just upgrade this. I don't need to see it every dang turn. Cradle of Ash and Joy will upgrade you immediately as well. Dragon Isles. Yes to the money, yes to the public order, and hold off on the upgrades because we're waiting for the other place. Sentinels of Jati temporarily build defensive structure because we're, you know, it's a new front. When's Quetgar back, incidentally? 1 turn, okay. Mosquito Swamps is fine by the looks of it. Tempted to upgrade the Temple Guard Barracks, but we've other things to, you know, be getting on with. Ah, yes, Monument of Thunder. Definitely the Temple City there. Copper Desert. Money out of you. Spice Roots. Money out of you, and go figure spice out of the Spice Roots. And here we will, I guess, upgrade the Inscrutable Monoliths. It'll reduce the income from this particular territory, but it'll increase the income in the other territory, so it'll balance itself out. Anyway, Geomantic Pylon, and... Do you have a Temple of Sotek? You do, or Ziggurat of the Old Ones, rather. I keep confusing those two, but anyway. You don't have a direct money-making building, so let's go for the Skink Favelas. We still need more cash. There's some very expensive dinos that are going to have to be gotten. Actually, speaking of, I would like to get you a couple more Omacanths. I'm going to say 4 of those and 2 Behelis for now. We may increase those numbers depending, but that's going to be the hammer of your army. And then Tyrannicon is going to be a pretty sort of cavalry-focused army. You also have to do the bird army. The ranged army, and complete the water and the fire armies. There's like a dozen other armies that I had in mind, but well, we'll see. Anyway, actually, maybe Tyrannicon will get the big dino that we got. Maybe mix with the riders. Yeah, you know what? I have an idea. Yeah, okay, we'll deal with that later. For now, though, Oshiotla, you don't need to level, and I'm not sure I care enough about the Skink Chiefs to level them, but just in case. Let's do the Imposing Stature, and Energetic, and Swift Communication. And we'll ignore all of that, and then go into Resilient. Just keep buffing the Skinks, and then you're going to do the exact same thing. Minus the fact that you already have points applied. Alright, so start with energetic for the missile strength on Oshiotla's range units, and then Skink Oracle, you're gonna get, I guess, Divinatory Authority. You need to be... wait. Oh. It would be nice to get Earthblood ASAP, actually. Not that this isn't nice, but, you know, the faster we have Earthblood, the better. Anyway, you guys stay there, and we'll see if they attack right now. Do we need to spend any more alignments? I don't have anybody to spend them. Well, I guess we do have them for the Blessed Croxagores, but I haven't decided what to give them, and therefore, I don't know. Anybody else have alignments to spend? By the looks of it, no, but I'm just going to assume that we won't get 20 in one turn. Oh, actually, what might happen is... oh, whoa, I just realized a potentially very dangerous thing. Tahanowen, you go here. If you're wondering what dangerous thing I realized is that this army could besiege the place, and then this army can move in to reinforce. And I don't want anybody sitting there in case they get locked down within the settlement. It's a dangerous thing. Alright, screw it, end turn. Probably could have just checked Diplo, but I guess we'll check it next turn. I should probably get a few names in there after this as well. As long as I remember, I think I forgot last episode. Rakarth wants peace. That ain't happening, Rakarth. 9,000 gold. He is willing to pay us well for it. And I do notice that Dark Elf stack has moved southward. I'll say, I'd love to peace out with these guys and just leave them there, but again, with the them being an enemy of the Citadel of Dusk Elves, it's kind of a bad idea to just ignore them. Alright, what do we have here? Parasaur Rider teams. Yes, that's much better than the Skink Chief we had before. And, ooh, Chaos Dwarfs. But it's a rather weak fight. I mean, the Magma Cannons will get obliterated by our backline, by the, you know, by the Croxagores and whatever, and then it's just piles of garbage. Auto-resolve. Great Parasaur Riding teams, though. Nice. And in the auto-resolve, they do decently well. Now I have to wonder whether we want to get rid of the other Skink Chief, because we could get a better unit as a reward, because this guy can't evolve. And I do... ooh, actually, you know what? We'll check. You know what? Heal this time, just in case, because you're damaged now from the auto-resolve. Ready for duty, Red-Crested Skink Chief, good. Quetgar is back, and Tablet of War is up and running, so keep on going through that. What I wanted to check was this. Okay, so no, these guys do not, in fact... the Skink Chiefs do not, in fact, apply any kind of healing bonuses to them. So we're 12 and 4, and then if we delete you, we're still in 12 and 4. Okay, so they, again, Skink Chiefs are completely garbage here, since they don't have any other abilities. Anyway, you're going to grab Shattered Stone Bay. Unfortunately for you, we can move pretty darn far, so we can kill you, and then go back south for Dragon Fang Mount. And, okay, this is not worth fighting on resolve. And to get the money. Love all the bonus post-battle loot that we have with Tic-Tac. It's really working well. If you go into March stance or full speed stance, you can reach Shattered Stone Isle, which is where we're gonna sit. And then we'll hit up Dragon Fang Mount before looping back around, and then maybe help against Grimgor, possibly. It might be nice to get Grimgor's defeat trait, which is pretty good for fighty lords on Tic-Tac, so, you know. Anyway, Steel Tech. Alright, Teto Echo is acting as a tech thief, even though that wasn't originally the plan. You need another Blessed Source Warrior with shields, but we don't have capacity for them as yet, so just ignore it for now. You will then go into encamp, and then keep going to enemy territory. I wish these guys weren't as damaged as they are, but, you know. Use Steel Tech from here. You use Steel Tech from here. Can't reach it, but whatever. And then use Steel Tech from here. 1, 2, and just keep on moving. Ooh, hello, we got a near full stack here. And what do we have here? Gate guards. So it looks like the elves are still holding the gates of Calith. Interesting. Well, we're kind of interested in the Lost Isles of Elthas because I haven't seen the place yet, so, you know. It's fine. I'm curious as to why the auto-resolve hates the Kryptonauts. Hopefully it doesn't still hate them once they become range dinos. In fact, out of curiosity. They need to be rank 6. Oh, wow, okay, might be faster to just delete those or trade them and then get the other variant. This is also rank 6, but these guys are better ranked or better leveled already, and the auto-resolve doesn't seem to hate them, so Yeah, no. Anyway, you two. I guess we've no choice but to land. Whether these guys attack us or not remains to be seen, but probably go here. We'll suffer a turn of attrition because of the... I wish I could see how much longer the sandstorm is supposed to last. It doesn't even saying sandstorm. Why are we suffering attrition here? Oh, they didn't decorruptify the place. Go figure. Alright, well. Land anyway. And you also land. At least they'll be able to fight together against all of those enemies like so. There we go. And then you can masterful ambush stance. That might actually prompt those guys to attack you, which, okay, yeah, you don't need to channel. It might prompt them to attack you, which might not be the worst thing in the world. Actually, on the other hand, if you manage to ambush them, the problem will be... you know what? Yeah, don't do it. Channel instead. It'll be a problem. Anyway, Tyrannicon. So this is now a problem. I can't watch the... Come back here. My bad, dude. I need you to deal with Danot. Somebody needs to deal with him. It looks like he's going to Copper Landing. Are you able to reach it in one go? Let's find out. You might be able to reach it to reinforce, at least I hope so. Somebody needs to fight this. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. And then you guys can't move until this army is healed up, though these guys are going to replenish a little bit. Oh. Maybe we'll move you a little bit closer. Just because, and you can enter Diga's army or go into Koshitsa's army. At least for now. And I would also like to check whether these guys, whether there's another Stargift guy available. And we do have another Beast Hunter, which is great. But not what I was looking for at this time. Anyway, let's get back to doing the heroes. Laneshi giggle. Steel Tech and... Steel Tech. Well, there was another one out here, wasn't there? I think so. Okay, we'll check in a second. Oh, he was, where the Dark Elves are. Go for Block Army, please. And then you, I assume, because you succeeded against the enemy... Okay, wait. If you go here, it'll be 60-40. Only 3% to get wounded, though, so it's not so bad. Keep an eye out what's going on out here. Success, good. Alrighty, and let's move the rest of the heroes just so that I don't forget you. We're supposed to join Gore. Oh. Huh, interesting. Just out of range, too. Well, you can still land, though I'm a little bit concerned about whether... as in what the auto-resolve will do to Gorok with this, especially since he won't be able to heal in the... heal in this place. But, again, this guy's army is kind of garbage, so maybe it won't matter. Just keep auto-resolving. Alright, and Occupy. I'm almost tempted to loot and Occupy just for the heals. Oh, actually, you're still healing. Not a lot, but some. And I'd love for you to join the army, but, okay, I guess we need to lose the Archaeopteryx here. You know what? We'll have them delivered to another army, because at this point they're high enough level that I think I'd rather not waste them. So you go here. You are going to take the... It'll get damaged. Alright, fine. You know what? You can wait. You'll transfer it next turn. You can keep an eye on these guys. Too bad you can't block army, because that would be helpful here. Watch them start moving towards this place, and then we have to chase them down. I would not be surprised, but I would be annoyed. Anyway, who else? Okay, who else of the heroes? Actually, we still need to move you. You still have places to be. You still have armies to join, and I was gonna say, let's send you in that army. Apparently, I stopped. Or I got distracted. Something. Both distinctly possible. To Mackenzie, you are going to trade to this fella for now, and then we'll reset you. Presumably because we have deliveries to make. And Tanneman, poor guy, taking all that damage for nothing. Alright, you move in, transfer. Lovely, and yeah, no units need to be transferred now, so you will reset. Beautiful. What do we have otherwise? Tyrannicon, you... I guess we're gonna land you. And Mazda Conquest... Oh, right. I was wondering how you were suffering damage, but it's because you you landed in the Chaos Waste. Alright, so unsuffer the damage, and you no longer... What? Oh, we moved out of Allied territory and in our own territory where we don't replenish at all. Fair enough. And I want to point out that I'm pretty sure that this is red territory for the elves too, so why would we be healing so much in their territory and not at all in ours? Does that make any sense? No. No, it doesn't. Anyway, you guys are not needed here, so delete, disband. Yeah, just disband. No need to be paying for them. We have other things to spend the cash on. They were only there so that we could grab a few islands on the way. Tyrannicon. I guess you're going to try to land, and I'm hoping that it allows you to do so without getting screwed over. Let's find out. Come on. Hey, alright, so these three will be able to take this place together. Lovely. Okay, now the camera feels all screwy. Alright, diplomacy real quick. Any confeds? No, doesn't look like it. Gotta build up our relationships. Trade agreement with the gate guards. We could allow them to stay alive. They're friends with other factions out there. I'm going to hold off on this for now. I don't know whether we'll actually keep them alive or kill them. What I do know is that I would like to be friendly with the Cathians, so we will do the agreements, and we... Wow, they are poor. Huh, interesting. Hopefully that doesn't mean they're getting wrecked by somebody. They're fighting Wormkin and Cult of the Painted Skin, neither one a main faction. I wonder how they're doing so badly then. I would have preferred the defensive agreement, but whatever. And nobody here we want to peace out with. Alright, that means quick little building, and then we'll go next turn. Temple of Shere Khan. Do we still need the defenses here? I don't think we do. We can build up the meat storage hall temporarily, and then go for the public order building, because we need it here. Dragon Isles, yes. Very much stuff here. Though, funnily enough, the public order... Well, the inscrutable monoliths won't be needed here. I mean... It will be adjacent to one province, but that will be not as worth it, will it? Meaning we'll probably want to delete it. Well, build a geomantic spire for now, just because we gotta build it, and then I'm gonna leave this alone for now. Alright, Mosquito Swamps, similar sort of situation. Lizard Coasts, I'm not gonna build anything there. The Godless Crater. We have some expensive stuff to build here, so Quetgar... You're up, buddy. And you should have reduced the construction cost here considerably. Lovely. It's a new tier 5 settlement after all, so we may as well reduce you and then go northward into Lustria. Also, you can't go for this until you're level 12. I want that additional construction cost reduction, but otherwise I think there's nothing that will give us any benefit faction-wide. Just double checking, but it doesn't look like it. We could do the bonus control here. It's basically maxed out, whatever. Alrighty, just ignore that for now. Who knows, we may have to send him out to fight. Anyway, that was Quetgar. Anything else need a building? Good, good. And... you know what, we'll start with a skink foraging camp here rather than the temple. There's other stuff to be built as well. Once it reaches tier 5, and the faster it reaches it, the better, so why not? Alright, Lizard Coast and Mosquito Swamps we already did, so I guess we're ready to skip, and end the turn, and we'll see if we get attacked by the Tomb Kings right now. Probably should have leveled these guys up, but it's too late. I mean, I did level one of them, unless I'm mistaken. Imric! Well, it looks like he managed to either... Well, I don't know, maybe Fortress of Orag got sacked. He's not having the best time against Grimgor. And yeah, we're gonna suffer a turn of attrition on every army here. And I guess the fact that the game looked over here means that these guys have moved? Although actually I think they're fairly late in the units that are in the... that have moved, so maybe they haven't. Oh, there they go. Oh, you little piece of... Okay. Okay. We're gonna have to chase them down now because they're gonna go to one of the undefended territories. Specimens +3, yes. Alright, Temple Keepers, Seduce Units budget. Oh, that'll come in handy. And Sequence of Marching is going. How's our rights looking? 8 and 9 turns, okay, nothing there. Where's the Dark Elven army? It appears to be moving back. Alright, so Washti, I'm gonna have you shadow this army. They can't take kayaks. I imagine they can't take Schlonzek either. You're gonna go into kayaks just in case. And Washti, you're just gonna keep shadowing these guys. Alright, that didn't quite work out in the way that I wanted it to, but anyway. But what I do want is... Oh, don't tell me they got a casket. Yeah, they did. Alright, we will attack that guy because the casket is the thing that we want dead first. Who wants to attack? I guess you. Veronicon can come in as a reinforcement pretty quick. And we will put you into encamp. We will put you into encamp to get the bonuses. Melee defense. And, well, admittedly, that would have been helpful to this army as well. But anyway, you have a few points available to you. The main thing you need is Swift Rider, because you're going to be using these guys, but you'll also be probably using Beast Driver, unless I'm mistaken. Wait, no, Hunt Leader. Yeah, I figure we could give you Colossadon Rex, a couple of Feral Carnosaurs, and then use that with a bunch of Cold One Riders, possibly other Rider-type units. Yes, anyway. Oh, and the Yekelok Riders, I believe? Izozyme, you're attacking. Alright, Pyrrhic Victory. We got a ton of enemy garbage, but that's not the concern. It is the units in the garrison. Frankly, it's a little bit surprising that the other enemy army left, rather than attempting to defend with all of them. But that's the enemy's problem, not ours. Away we go. Alrighty, here we go. Big old pile of enemies. And interestingly, I assumed that the Casket of Souls and King Behedson, the Deserter here, would be deployed here where the enemy reinforcements were arriving, which is why I sent these guys here to look for them beneath the jungle canopy. Unfortunately, they had actually sneakily deployed all the way down here instead. Good for them. I was kind of impressed with it. Anyway, unfortunately for them, we do find them eventually. The Pterodon Riders and such are fast moving. And the Casket of Souls will break without or be destroyed without ever getting off a shot. Down you go. Alrighty, and then we'll get all the Skink Chiefs together to focus King Behedson down. Ashiotla is now on the field. He's got his first chameleon skinks and a few stalkers in there as well. We'll see how that blowpipe up 2 he does in his first fight and see how much damage he manages to rack up. Probably not a lot of heroes or lords that he can focus down, but there are Ushabti and other things that I've seen. Anyway, and the enemy's on field now, and we're going to annoy them with a big old flock of doom. Look at the damage, about 20% to all of those units at once. Not a single kill, but one flock of doom doing 30,000 damage is pretty darn good for the mana cost there. Otherwise, the first units, our fastest elements, are the Troglodons and the Nahuatl, and they're going to knock out a few of the enemy's own fast movers, which is the skeleton horses, and slow them down as well. Poison plus Tide Call means they're down to 32 movement speed and move only slightly faster than the enemy infantry. That said, they're very close to closing the distance. Will they melt before they do? I think they will. 16 units. We can even slightly back off some of our Nahuatl. And send in the Pterodon Riders as well. Now it's time to split our shots as we focus down different things. We've also moved the Chameleon Skinks led by Shiotla up to the sort of hillside to fire down on the enemy. And we're going to harass this enemy army all the way to approaching our main line, because these guys are all relatively fast and the enemy's all relatively slow. And there shouldn't be much of a threat here. And of course, all the while, we will continue dropping flocks of doom down upon the enemy as well. And pretty brutal for the skeleton warriors in these armies in general. Again, just like I was talking about the last episode, it would be nice if the enemy could choose which units made it onto the battlefield. If they had some of those constructs moving together with the piles of chaff at once, and then, you know, it would be a lot less threatening. I mean, we would be a lot less threatening to them, you know what I mean. Anyway, the Ushabti summon is up and running now from the 3rd level of the Realm of Souls already. And I would imagine that by virtue of how early the summon happened, we're probably going to get at least one more of those Ushabti summons on field. I guess good for the AI to be able to have all of these extra armies and stuff when it's playing Tomb Kings. I feel like it's a lot harder to do with the player outside of the super early game, because, I mean, you're usually sending your armies out to places to do things, not sort of work together as, you know, reinforcing forces, but what can you do? What can you do? And yes, I'm still salty about never getting the 3rd level Ushabti summon in my Cetra campaign. Anyway, it looks like the battle is about to be well and truly joined now as our main stack moves in to reinforce and to start taking hits from our units. Our Blessed Skink cohorts with Javelins have 71 melee defense thanks to that blessing of Tsunki on them. And of course the various buffs that they have. So these guys should be able to hold off the enemy and no problem at all. And the skeletons at the very least, and especially with a little bit of help from those Blessed Croxagores and the occasional Dino. Another massive fight. Always nice to move into the mid-game and then late game and then start seeing bigger and bigger battles. My only regret is that I have Bone Island. Anyway, the enemy is down to, well, it's actually about 50-50 balance of power for now. They have managed to send in a lot of enemies trying to loop around us through the jungles, and we have countered that with all 3 of our units of Koken Riders, together with 2 or 3 units of the Chameleon Stalkers. And just fighting the enemy beneath the jungle here, and the enemy does have, I believe, some Ushabti moving in as reinforcements, so we do have to be careful. Fortunately, we are going to keep the various riders here healed up, and we can always back them out as they're rather quick if needed. Otherwise, the battle continues. Of course, more enemy reinforcements make their way forward, whether it be Nahikara warriors or regular skeletons or Tomb Guard. Our skink chiefs, in various numbers as they are, have also arrived in the main line now and are helping out. And otherwise, it's just a matter of holding the line. Been doing a decent little bit of damage with our Parasaur riding teams, or at least one of the Parasaur riding teams in range for this entire battle. Just once again seeing how much damage they can do in range, which is about 5.4k. It looks like in this particular situation they might be better off just fighting in melee because they have enough HP. Plus, something needs to hold off the enemy Ushabti and prevent them using their mass to push through the skinks. It's basically a good way to prevent enemy monstrous infantry from using their splash attack damage by using your own massive units to block them. Even if this unit isn't going to be able to fight on par with them in melee. Although, admittedly, let's see. Yeah, basically, they took like 5 minutes to do 5,000 damage and then like 30 seconds to do another 5,000 once they closed into melee. They have Strider and Firewall Smooth. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, the enemies are in a bad shape by the looks of it now. The bounty power is at about still 60% in our favor, and there are still some reinforcements making their way forward, including more Ushabti and a Tomb Scorpion. That said, the enemy's main line looks to be on the verge of collapse, reinforcements or not. We've even managed to peel away a few of the enemy skeleton warriors with Oshiotla's little piles of skink skirmishers. There's at least a couple of those in here, as well as the chameleon skinks. And they're slowly but surely tearing through the skeleton spears here. Though I think they're doing it a little bit too slowly considering how long it's taking them to do that. Anyway, Shotla's running around, only got 15 kills on him so far. He's up to 1.2k weapon strength now, but he hasn't really had very good targets. Gonna try to move him towards the Tomb Scorpion and the Spokal Stalkers now, so that he's not wasting his blow darts on single skeleton warriors. Really the same kind of deal as the Expedition Chiefs, where they're really good at assassinating single characters, but then atrocious on doing any kind of damage to, you know, units that have more than a couple models. Otherwise, I'm gonna move in to help the Koken Riders out at Teen Seabit and join the birds with a few cold ones there. Cold ones and horned ones, I suppose. Titchy Witchy's Raiders moving in to face off against those who shabbed with Great Bow. These two attacking in sync, pretty neat. And it looks like the battle is very nearly ours. Second unit of Ushabti going to get hit by Izozyme here. Yeah, definitely for one of the Yun armies, if we get another red-crested Skink Chief Lord, we'll get him and then maybe a few Ancient Ripperdactyls to act as his command squad. It should be pretty fun. with whatever else we decide to pop into that army. Anyway, looks like with that, the enemy finally runs out of troops or runs out of morale, runs out of everything, really, and the battle is soon to be ours. Oh, I just saw Shiotla bring down one of the Spokal Stalkers, though it is kind of hard to tell, as with all of those blow darts and javelins coming down upon them. There we go. Alright. The last of the enemy constructs are out of the picture. Skeleton Archer is still firing away, but it looks like the battle is done. I'm just going to speed up through the last few seconds as we chase down the last of the enemies. A heroic victory for the, I guess, little combined arms forces. Alright, there we go. And, ooh, a Razor Standard. That'll be nice on the cohort of Sotek for Mr. Tehanoan. Anyway, nice fight. 6.3 thousand troops arrayed against us, and a decent amount of constructs out of the final army. But alas for them, looks like we carried the day by a fairly large margin. I was once again testing out the Parazar riding teams, and once again, it feels like they started to do considerably better once they moved into melee rather than acting as range units. So, despite the fact that their stats seem to say they should be skirmisher cav, it looks like they're not. And, well, or at the very least, while they can skirmish, they perform a lot better when forced into melee to actually fight, interestingly enough. We'll see how the Serapod Riders function. Otherwise, there'll be lots and lots of damage on our Nawatla, but that's, you know, pretty unsurprising considering the foes that they were up against is kind of an ideal situation for them. Actually, they would be even better if they were salamanders because of the weakness to fire of the enemy troops. But anyway, otherwise, lots of damage on several of our units of skink cohorts, perhaps unsurprisingly, since they make up the front line, and just overall, good work from all of our armies together. There's no dead rise, so we should just be able to immediately occupy, and, well, nonetheless, I guess heal. It's such a tiny amount of money that it otherwise feels like a waste. Obsidian Lodestone, not for you, Ashiotla. We will put that on somebody, though. Huh, actually, Ashiotla might be a better candidate than... Wait. I'm wondering whether we should put the barrier on him instead of Tiktak. It does feel like he'd be a pretty good candidate for it. Anyway, I would like... Oh, there's this little King Alish in here. I'm going to say I would like Ashiotla to occupy the Crimson Hideout. Occupy it. Bone Island is now ours. I just laugh at it every time. And then go for the alignment of monuments. Then immediately, I guess, build the Tusks thing. And then Tyrannicon, I would like you to hunt down and kill King Anlishan. Not a resolve. I assume nobody will have died, though I didn't check the full thing. No, we're okay. And then you can take the exterminate. Then I would like... Oh, island here. Nice. You to go into an camp stance. Then Ezozyme, I would like you to... Oh, just out of range. Well, you gotta give chase to this guy anyway, so do it. So close. I wonder if anybody else would have been able to move quite as far, but who knows. We gotta chase this guy down anyway, so you just stay there and then you can go back to shore. Or go through the sea lane after. This takes us where exactly? Alright, so it takes us here, so Eastern Circuit and close to the Isles of Elthis. Still kind of works, but anyway, with that, folks, we are out of time, and I'm gonna have to call the episode here. Next time, these guys will be gone for good. Frankly, I thought they were gone for good before, but, you know, they'll be goner for good. And, ooh, what is this? I see Skulltaker moving down to the Sacred Pools. I do wonder whether he's looking to occupy it, or whether he's actually trying to move towards one of our territories. Just in case, you have 4 turns, I think we're going to have you block the army. Well, have you try to block the army at any rate. Just in case he's actually moving down here. And we'll have to send an army down here of our own as well, just in case the war declaration, which was always coming, so we gotta be prepared for it. Anyway, more Tiktaq'to to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.